I diddly know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, some of you are having issues factoring. Okay, these more difficult ones that have that leading coefficient, right? Greater than 1. What the hell's he talking about? What the hell's he talking about? Leading coefficient greater than 1. Well, let's have a look at this. So see, there's a 2 in front. That screws some of you up. Now, I gave you guys a method in the previous video to solve these. I'm going to show you a different one now called decomposition, okay? Because you kind of break it down into component bits, and then we do what we call factoring by grouping. And that's going to actually help you down the road too when we start factoring more difficult ones. But let's check this one out. Okay, so the first thing you do is you take, since the first number and the last number we saw are important ones, what we do is we take those and we multiply them together. And in this case, you get 24. Now what you're doing is you're looking for two numbers that multiply to give you 24. So we look at 24 times 1, or 12 times 2, or 6 times 4, or 4, what else is there? There's 8 times 3. That's another one, right? 8 times 3. So now we're looking at one of these pairs that combines in some way to give me a plus 11. Hopefully you'll see that it's not that, not that, not that, and it's this one here. Now plus 11 comes from a plus 8 and a plus 3. So what we do is we rewrite this thing, and it becomes 2x squared. You break the 11x into these two things, plus 8x plus 3x plus 12. And hopefully you can see that those two numbers, that's exactly the same thing, right? Exactly the same thing. And the last, what we do now though, is that we group these first two. And we look at those separately and we say, okay, what can I do? What can I factor out of this now? What can I factor out of those first two things, right? Hopefully you can see that you can take a 2x out and you're left with x plus 4. In this case, you can take a plus 3 out and you're left with x plus 4. Notice that you have two of the same binomials, which means that that is one of your factors. And the other one is this, 2x plus 3, and you're done. Okay? So that is decomposition. We break the middle term down into two numbers that will help me factor it out, blah, 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 right? Blah, 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 blah. What a good explanation. Let's have a look at this one. So take the first two numbers and multiply them together. All right, so 3 times 14 is equals to 42. Then we look at all the combinations that multiply to give you 42. 21 times 2, it could be 6 times 7. Those are the only ones I can think of. Can you see anything that would combine in some way to give me 19? Hopefully you can see that it's this one right here. And it needs to become 3x squared plus 21x, plus 21x, that's right, minus 2x minus 14. So notice that these middle two here are the same as positive 19. And the next step we have to do is factor these things out. So I put those brackets there to show you that it's the inside there. But let's now put two brackets around the two groups that we've made. And in this case, you can take out a 3x, and you're left with x plus 7. In this case, you can take out a negative 2. Always take out the negative, right? If there is one. Take the sign with it. You're left with x plus 7. Boom. There you go. X plus 7 is one factor, and 3x minus 2 is the other. Okay, so this method works pretty well. I don't use this one that much. I use the other one that I showed you in the previous video, but I do like the simplicity of this one as well. So let's check it out again. Give it a shot. First of all, 4 times 15 is equal to 60. So let's work it out. 60 times 1, 10 times 6, 15 times 4, 12 times 5, 30 times 2, 20 times 3. Which one of those is going to give me a 4? You probably realized it right away that it's going to be this first one here. And you can get a plus 4 by saying plus 10x minus 6x, right? And then minus 15 at the end. So this here is that decomposed or broken down, okay? And then we group them together again, boom, boom. And this one, you can take out a 4x, you're left with x. No, sorry, you can take out a 2x, my apologies. You can take out a 2x, you're left with 2x plus 5. And this one, you take out a negative 3, and you're left with x plus 5. Sorry, 2x plus 5. So 2x plus 5 is one of your factors, and 2x minus 3 is the other. So again, as you can see, it works pretty well. The only difficulty you might have is if these numbers get pretty big, okay? Now, this one's still pretty doable. Give it a shot before I continue. Got 12 times 3 being 36. And then you look at 36 times 1. You look at 12 times 3, 18 times 2, 6 times 6, 9 times 4. I couldn't figure it out until I got to that last one. 9 and 4, ladies and gentlemen. So this one, 12x squared, right? 5 is going to come if you have a plus 9x and a minus 4x. That's going to give you plus 5 and then a minus 3. Put brackets around the groups. This is essentially what we call factoring by grouping now. You take something out, your GCF, it's going to be 3x, and you're left with 4x plus 3. Nothing you can take out here except a negative 1. This is kind of weird, right? I want this to look like that, and they're pretty much the same, but it's different signs. So if you take out a negative 1, it turns into 4x plus 3, and all of a sudden it works out, and you can see that I have 3x minus 1 there. Okay, I've got 2 more examples. Let's give this one a shot, see what you have, ladies and gentlemen. So 5 times 4 gives me 20. That would be 20 times 1, 10 times 2, 5 times 4. Negative 1 comes from having a minus 5x plus a 4x. And then we factor by grouping, right? What comes out of there? Take a 5 out, sorry, a 5x out, I'm left with x minus 1. Take a 4 out, and you're left with x minus 1. Look at that. X minus 1, and then 5x plus 4. Sweetums. All right, last one. Last one. See what you got. So we're looking at 12 times 12 is 144. So that would be 12 times 12, obviously. 6 times 24. Good God, I don't even know what else is going to go in there. Let's see. 144, let's divide that by 16. Oops. 144 divided by 16. Oh, 16 and 9. I couldn't figure it out, but I think I got it now. 16 and 9, right? That's going to give me a negative 25 if they're both minus. So now I'm going to have 12x squared minus 16x minus 9x plus 12. Factor them out like this, right? Take out a 4x here with 4x. That's going to give me 3x minus 4. Here you can take out a minus 3. And that's going to give you 3x minus 4. And you've got it. 3x minus 4 there. And a 4x minus 3 here. And you're done. Factoring by decomposition, ladies and gentlemen. I do not care which way you do it, as long as you can get these done. Okay?